Hi, I'm Anthony Hahn, and you're watching race number 1 from Grand River Raceway.
The field for race number 1 is on parade. 1, the Dark Shadow. It is Jody Jamieson for John Darling and Jack Darling. And number 2 is Kazimoto, Alpha Carol for Big Putty, and Mike Wisniewski. Number 3 is Three More Smiles, Bob Glue for Bill Robinson and David Serwanek and Reicheld Stables. And Cindy Lundgren and Robin Watts. Number 4 is Rebel Voyager. It is Sylvan Filion for Dean Nixon and ISL Racing of Pefferlaw. And number 5 is Silver in Your Pocket, Louis Bois for Richard Morrow and David and Marguerite Ratchford. And number 6 is Red Hot Romeo. It is Joe Houdon for Ross Warner. And number 7 is All It Takes, Doug McNair for Greg McNair and Williams Wittella and James Martin. It's a field of 7 for race number 1, going to post in a few minutes. Note the missing line at number 7, All It Takes, racing August 3rd at Mohawk. 6th beaten, 11 and a half in 154 and 4.
And we are just about set to kick off our industry day for another season. Race number 1 is where we start today. And we welcome the Grassroots of the Ontario Sire Stakes, 3-year-old colt pacers. These are horses that some of them have at times flirted with the gold level, but very competitive groups here today, a lot of quality. And case in point here, the first split, the Dark Shadow. He was a 53-1 winner last time, impressively, at Mohawk, and you see your even money favorite from post 1.
Yeah, obviously the rails, nice spot to have, and coming off a victory for the Dark Shadow, the first win of the season. It was a 7th start for the Jack Darling trainee, Jody Jamieson, in the bike, so you'll see if the Dark Shadow can pick up where he left off in his last start and build some confidence after getting that victory in 53-1. There's the horse I'm going to. That's number 2, Kazimoto. It's Alfie Carroll driving for trainer Vic Putty, and Kazimoto, you'll look at his lines, 3 consecutive victories coming in to this afternoon start. For Kazimoto, been racing at Georgian Downs, comes back to a half now, and is a red hot, and that's what I like to see. I like to see a horse racing with a lot of confidence. It's rolling right along, and just looking at this group, I think he'll be competitive. You can see 4 back. He did race in a Grassroots event and finished 2nd. Seems to be always in the mix. So we'll see what Alfie Carroll does. Nice starting spot. I think he can get a pretty good trip up close here. So I'm going to go with him over the Dark Shadow, who, like I said, just got that first win. I'm still not completely sold that he's got the winning thing figured out just yet. Yeah, you're right. You know, 16 lifetime starts, only 2 wins, but has kept good company during that time. He's got some money on his program, $63,000 last year and $15,000. And hopefully for the connections, just counting at this point in time, the Dark Shadow. Maybe a sign he turned the corner last time, but as you said, he could be a vulnerable favorite at even money. Let's talk about Rebel Voyager. You know it's a quality group when a horse with his resume, including 2 straight wins coming in and 11 overall this season, is 4-1. What's that tell you? It's an interesting group we've got here, coming from Quebec, racing at Trois-Rivières, and Rebel Voyager has won 3 of his last 4. You mentioned 11 wins on the season, 21 starts already to see for a 3-year-old. That's not something you always see, but for Rebel Voyager, Sylvan Filion in the sulky. You get a good look at him there on the track. He's sitting at 4-1, so he's definitely one to give full consideration to. Obviously knows how to get around a half, considering he's made most of his starts there as of late on a half-mile track. Another horse to look at is number 5, Silver in Your Pocket. Louis Waugh driving for trainer Richard Morrow, and last week Silver in Your Pocket came here to Grand River, competed in an overnight event, and raced against some older company, only lost by a length. Buckaroo's a classy old veteran that competes on this circuit, and Silver in Your Pocket finished 3rd, only lost by a length. I like that effort. Now goes back against 3-year-olds, and right now sitting at 9-1. You can never count out a Richard Morrow trainee. I agree. If there's one that's going to sneak in at a price, he is the one. And 10-1 odds currently on that one. We're getting set to go momentarily. The first of 11 coming up next. Gary Guy will have the call.
starter has called the field for race number 1. First of 11 on Industry Day, taking up position. The Dark Shadow, Kazimoto on the inside. In the center, 3 more Smiles, Rebel, Voyager, and Silver in Your Pockets. And to the outside, Red Hot Romeo, and All It Takes. It's a field of 7, race number 1. It is post time. Giddy up. And the field for race number 1 is at the start of the rough. Rebel Voyager leads with Silver in Your Pocket. The Dark Shadow down to the inside. And Kazimoto's racing into the front 4. Then it is 3 more Smiles and back to Red Hot Romeo. And All It Takes right now has taken the trailing position. They race on into the backstretch. And to the outside, Silver in Your Pocket wants to drive on and take the lead and clear to the front of her. The Dark Shadow, Silver in Your Pocket has got the lead. The Dark Shadow is racing position second. Rebel Voyager is third and Kazimoto is fourth. Then racing fifth is 3 more Smiles and about 8 lengths off lead. The trailing pair of Red Hot Romeo and All It Takes. The opening quarter was recorded. We'll give it to you later as we have a timer malfunction and on to take the lead. The Dark Shadow reclaims the front. Silver in Your Pocket is racing second. Rebel Voyager is third. They work their way off the turn. And fourth right now is Kazimoto still. And then on the inside, it is 3 more Smiles. And on the outside, Red Hot Romeo. And then it is All It Takes. They've raced their way on past the half. The Dark Shadow with the lead as they work their way towards the 5H. Silver in Your Pocket to the inside. Kazimoto is working first over and is only about 2 off the lead and getting closer. Now Kazimoto has taken over second and has dead aim on the Dark Shadow. On the inside, third is Silver in Your Pocket. Red Hot Romeo is racing to the outside fourth. Then it is Rebel Voyager. And All It Takes and 3 more Smiles trails the field. On down the backstretch to 3/4. The Dark Shadow, Kazimoto. Those two stride together now. And All It Takes from the backfield is starting to come a bit. They march on by 3/4 and they race on that final turn. And it is Kazimoto, the Dark Shadow on the inside. Silver in Your Pocket is racing position to third. And down to the inside is Rebel Voyager. And fifth is All It Takes. On down the stretch drive they come. And now it is Kazimoto who's got the lead. Kazimoto as they come on to the finish up the inside. Rebel Voyager with a push to pick up second. The Dark Shadow third. Silver in Your Pocket was fourth. The victory to Kazimoto takes race number 1. Here are the fractions for the first race. The opening quarter, 26-4. 26-4. The half was 57. 57 to the half. 3/4, 126-2. That's 126-2. And the mile was 156. 156 the mile time for Kazimoto. On the board, we have 2415. back into the winner's enclosure. The winner of race number 1. It's number 2, Kazimoto, with 3-year-old Casey's Bonanza Bay gelding, owned by Mike White-Miowski. Vic Putty, the trainer. Alfie Carroll, the winning driver. 5th win for Kazimoto. Making the cooler presentation, Napoleon and Wellington. The first race mutual prices number 2. Kazimoto pays $620, $392.44. Rebel Voyager $462.61. The Dark Shadow $210. The 2-4 EXACTOR Kazimoto Rebel Voyager pays $22. The Dollar Try $21.30. And the Superfecta numbers 2, 4, 1, and $5 ticket $46.55. Second race is up next. Post time is in 12 minutes.
It looks like he'll be a competitor today in there?
Yeah, this is a different caliber horse to race against today. Not very, but at the same time, race from
The battle with the bell. Second. The horse you sent out in the Battle of Waterloo. Tell us about this colt and how you think he stacks up. I mean, the eliminations were very impressive a week ago. He didn't win, but he was right there in his place.
Yeah, he was right there knocking, only because of Trip was he not the winner, I think. He has as good a shot as any horse in there. He's a big, strong colt. Because he's young, just like all of them, he doesn't understand how to race properly yet, but as he figures it out, he's going to be a better colt every day and every start.
In your operation, where you really focus on young stakes talent, is the Battle of Waterloo a race that you've always got circled on your calendar?
Well, it's one that you always want to win and be a part of. It's it comes up early on in the stake schedule, so you know, horses that are quick to their maturity are horses that are best suited for this race, and that's why you see all kinds of different horses win it, I guess.
Well, listen, it's going to be a busy day for you. We'll let you go get back at it and want to wish you the best of luck.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you to Sean Stacey for taking some time out and joining us today. And they'll send out 3 starters racing in OSS Grassroots, a starter in the Battle of the Bells, and, of course, a starter in the main event, the Battle of Waterloo in Race 11.